Yo!
Oh! Do you spook me? Do you spook me, baby? That's a remix, everybody.
Colin's talking to you. I'm making Ben pick a snack, Colin.
Can I have
What kind of snack we talking about?
be ate out of the refrigerator and then something of substance to eat? Like maybe a little Sammy boy.
There's two. They're this
I'll
round.
do this. Yeah.
Do you
Yeah.
want two?
Yeah. I'll give you this.
Oh, Twizzlers. You
I had a
maniac.
bunch of them. I had a bunch of them earlier.
I've been eating fruities.
Ham. I also have mesquite chicken and salami.
Ham, please.
Just ham?
Yeah.
Pepper jack.
Ham.
Pepper jack.
Pepper jack.
Ooh.
Yes.
Mayo.
Yes.
Spicy or regular.
Spicy.
Lettuce.
Spicy.
No.
So ham, pepper jack, spicy mayo. 2 sandwiches.
Let's get spoopy. Let's
Time to get spoopy on your ass.
My wife is in the chat. What up, wife?
She can join us if she wants. I'm sure she saw some of these
Jeez.
movies.
She's saving lives. Right now.
Oh. Okay. Fair.
So, hey, actually, shouldn't you be busy saving lives, dear? She's
shit.
gonna destroy me.
Now
You seen her guns?
I have. You're fucking
Oh.
with mommy and she don't play.
Yeah. Oh, she's gonna kill me for sure. Bow show.
Death will be too kind for you. Oh yeah. Yeah. V8.
Coffee.
I had coffee earlier with espresso. That's all. I had some tea earlier with caffeine. So I'm a little like I'm tired as fuck, but you know.
I don't think I'm gonna sleep tonight. Because before the last stream, we deal in lead. I got the bride.
How'd it go, by the way?
You know what? I think it went all. I thought it went well. For first time running it, I thought it went really, really well. I mean,
Hey.
obviously though.
Hey, I didn't go rogue. Brick Sanchez Junior went rogue, and the end of that game. I'm sorry, I can't take responsibility for me setting a giant fire with Molotov cocktails and then shotgunning zombies in the face in fog so thick it made the game look black and white. That, my friends, that was what Extra Life's all about.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yay,
Mitch. Will not be here long. Oh, every match.
Get plenty of rest, Mitch. Stay hydrated. So we're here. We're here for the wonderful wrap up. 31 and 31. We're doing them rankings.
Yeah.
So we doing lead well.
Yeah, I thought it went very well. Benadryl does make for good sleep.
I got 2 sleep meds. So Benadryl. I can't add Benadryl to that cocktail.
Where did we start? Where did we leave off?
I would not be able to tell you.
Oh no.
Oh, Colin. I thought you saved it.
Oh, the thing? I can get that 1 second, if you will.
Because we could be able we should be able to tell based upon that.
Yes.
Or I could open Discord and see if I'm trying. What was the date of that Spoopy Boys episode? If maybe feel bold to ask the daddy. That would have been last month, and it would have been like the 12th or the 19th, something like that.
I found it. Hold on. I'm sending this. I'm resending this to you. Through Spoopy Boys. Here we go.
Oh.
It's in the Spoopy Boys FB chat.
All right, I am going to open.
So now
tab,
I'm gonna do some
this
magic myself. Doing some witchery, making it witchy. I learned how to do all this stuff now, man. I'm like a wizard. I almost feel like we should delete that first stream today because I'm working with 2 monitors. I'm moving screens around like
Hell yeah.
I'm Tom Cruise in Minority Report.
So we need to add the photos though.
I can throw photos on there real quick.
So it
While
looks
you
like
spam, I will get this.
it looks like I'm trying to figure out what I might have ended with. Probably. Ooh, I'm not the serial killer, maybe. I don't know, something like that. I'm too lazy to go look now. So like, these ones, I don't know how to get rid of pictures either on here.
Yeah, it's why is my thing not logging? Come on, you.
Colin looks concerned because Colin's hand on business. He's a business boy, baby.
So dude. Hold on. Tier makers like having internal problems. Okay.
I mean, sure, we got 4 hours to fill, so.
Sure. So bear with everybody. Bear down for finals week. If you've ever seen that episode of Community.
I can start to grab some of these pictures too once I find my thing. Oh, I know Beard was going to work on it so we can do a watch along tomorrow night.
Yeah. Any idea? What are you feeling? You were talking about Santos, right? Some of those fun wrestling ones.
Yeah, those would be good. I mean, really, anything would be good. I will not be getting up at 7 probably. I don't know. Maybe I do have to get up early because I think I have something early tomorrow morning, which is weird.
Well, 8 to 10 is knitting and sitting, so it's not that.
Okay.
No, but I've got Squatch Dogs at 8 to 10. Bigfoot chasing with Doug and whoever else wants to play that goddamn game.
What game is that?
Bigfoot.
Make sure you're up by 7:30.
It's it is basically you like just hunt Bigfoot together.
I like that.
And Bigfoot will fuck you up horribly. Lights Out we had. Okay, so I know that's not one of them.
Okay. You're still here.
1922, I think we went over. Yep. So I'm trying to figure out.
That's after.
Jacob's Wife we did. Slaughterhouse we did.
Yeah. Older Gods.
Murder.
Never Hike Alone 2? Is that up there?
Murder Party. Why don't I remember?
Yeah, we did Murder Party.
Oh yeah, Murder Party was that guy right there.
I have 3 JPEGs of the Clove Hitch Killer. I'm sorry about that. I don't know how to get them off there.
I don't know how to
where did we?
I'm Not So Killer. Eyes Without a Face. Poughkeepsie tapes. Because that was like the worst fucking thing I thought that we put on there.
Kill List.
No, we did. Did we not put Poughkeepsie tapes on there?
No, that's
because it would have been down here.
Oh my gosh.
That might have been it. That might have been the.
Okay. Then I will. Poughkeepsie tapes.
Oh, I will start dropping these in the private chat for you. Let us pray. I think it was already on there because you did it. Fury. Oh, blood quantum. Sorry, everybody. You're getting to see us do stuff that normally we would do without you.
Yeah. How's everyone doing over there in the chat as it is? I don't know if I've talked to everyone tonight. I've been seeing names and faces popping up, or names. I've been seeing names popping up, though. It's been nice seeing everybody in that respect.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Been
good business.
Been good, baby.
All right, put that first batch in there.
All right.
Ooh.
Okay, let us.
You can always just grab them off my Facebook page too, because I put all the posters up. Elvira.
Did you even put the ones I did up?
Yeah, I'm putting ones you did up too. Yeah, like I said, I'm putting them up in batches.
Okay. Spray Fury Black One.
If you know we already did that, I did one of them. Don't worry about it. Haunted Hills. Here's the thing. We both went so hard that there's a lot of these. Oh.
Oh, kill it.
Noni Baba. And now we're into the Pika Man stage of stuff.
Oh yeah, dude. Is that Elizabeth Harvest?
Yep.
Okay.
That was a good flick.
Ooh, oh, I've seen that actress before.
5 Nights at Frederick's.
Frederick Fazbear. At your service. Ooh,
Who?
Whoa. Oh, I never. Patrick Boogaloo. Let's go with that one.
Oh, when evil lurks.
I it's like I'm almost working up the nerve to watch it. I don't.
Don't
I'm
over.
psyching myself out, because I've seen people discussing it a little more online, and everyone's like, "It's really fucking with me," and everyone's like, so I'm just like, "Oh no." But
I think, yep, Come True was the last movie that I had. There we go. All movies are now in the private chat skis. We did it, guys. Sleep well, Mitch. All right. Why? I'm gonna shove some sandwich in my mouth.
yeah, dude. Where am I at? Choose files. Still. Talk to me's up there. Perfect. Save.
Oh man, I got 2 things early in the morning tomorrow.
What? What are you doing in the morning?
I have Squatch Dogging at 8. Where we're gonna play Bigfoot, and then at 10, Spirit of 76.
Mm-hmm.
And then I don't have anything again until 6 o'clock. So I'm gonna sleep my ass off for Road to Nowhere. And then I'm back here for Spoopy Boy Sleepover.
Yeah.
And then I just have Star Wars on Sunday. Human centipede.
Bunch of stuff.
Centipede. Get murdered tonight.
Are these all the same movie? I think they are. My monsters. My monsters. Wikisia.
Red flag. I don't want to get stabbed.
What?
I'm gonna eat the main course, she said. Waiters to buy blinking Morse code. Yeah, 1 a.m. Spoopy. That's the watch along. I'm trying to figure out what we're gonna watch. We'll figure it out tomorrow. We'll try to pick something fun. But I mean, we start at what? 1? We go till 4.
Yeah.
And we get an hour back. I don't know why we got like these super late night like mega streams, but
It happens. I didn't know if I was gonna make like enough content it was for doing We Deal in Lead, but yeah, man, like I was actually like, oh shit, I have to cut this short from what I had actually planned because of how close we were running. It was pretty insane. Happy about
well,
it
if
though.
you want to join into Squash Dogging tomorrow, you're more than welcome.
Yeah, I might have to do that.
I don't know how
Crimes of the Future.
Bigfoot. Oh, I gotta better install it for tomorrow morning. It is currently $20.
Okay.
But it's a game that like has gotten better like constantly. Like they just added more and more and more stuff. I think it was now somebody can play Bigfoot. It's kind of basically Friday the 13th or Phasmophobia, but you know you're hunting Bigfoot, and Bigfoot will fucking destroy you if he gets a chance. Like he will literally tear you in half.
There's that Abominable.
Yeah,
Is that Bigfoot movie? It's kind of there's some really cool practical effects.
Have you seen Willow Creek?
Yeah, that.
Yeah, Bigfoot is out there to make you his forest bride. That's all you need to know. I'm just saying.
You're not wrong. One of my monsters did I get? All right, we're chugging along. I'm getting things done on my end, guys. Don't you worry. Don't you worry, everyone out there. I'm doing my thing. I'm getting graphics in place for you, Elvira, Mistress of the Dark. That's not the one we want. We want to do this one. Man, this first Elvira movie. Woo. That second Elvira movie. Which is weird because they're doing. Well, we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it soon enough. This is what the people are tuning in for.
I'm grabbing some too, by the way.
Okay. All right.
I'll just grab mine off my page. So.
Okay, because I've got. Should I just go for what I did then?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. And if we have overlap, we have overlap. Got that overlap, baby. Ooh, I watched something that's not on our list, but I can talk about it.
Yeah,
I watched for the first time ever. I can't believe it took me so long, but I'm glad I bought it. Class of 1984. Holy shit, is that good?
I can't remember if I've seen that.
Oh,
really good.
It's so fun. It starts. I saw someone wrote this review about it, and I cannot agree more. It starts off completely silly and disposable, and then becomes disturbing and despicable. And but in like not in an off-putting way, but you're just like it packs a punch. I was not expecting it, and it's got really the main actor is really solid. I don't know if I've ever seen him before in anything. And it's got like a young Michael J. Fox before he's Michael J. Fox. He's just Michael Fox.
Yeah, he's like kind of like a stool pigeony shit kid.
It's wonderful. It's so good. Dude gets his arm sawed off at one point. It was nuts. Although it did have an unfortunate but I mean, this is completely of the time too. Like the whole rape for plot device, and it's just like, eh.
Yeah, I mean, I think that was just a big part of the '80s in general.
That really was. That really was.
I think they were just like, we don't really have anything to say here, so they just kind of dropped.
I mean, anything to give the hero, just the righteousness to just become a maniac and start killing everyone.
Yeah, I think that's just, like I said, it's just an unfortunate. So why can't I load these? And can't just drag them. Oh, or choose files.
Yeah, go to choose files, and that should.
I can't recall if there's a way to choose multiple files with this. I don't think there is. Can I? Okay, they are adding them.
Okay. I knew I should have done this earlier in the day, but then I was also like, I should also just like try to get a little nap in as well.
Yeah, I mean, Extra Life is one of those weird times where like we would love it to run perfectly and for everyone to be like, oh, this is the best, but it's also a bunch of us who this is not our job and we don't. I would say for a group of just folks who get together and do this, who aren't like a giant team or part of like an organization that does it, I feel like we do pretty good.
Yeah, dude. I'd say so.
Because there's other people who raise more money than we do, but they are, they're an actual like company.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's a good question, Super Spike. That's a very good question. A very unfortunate question in some ways. I think I got everything. Dude, bro. Did I not get Dude Bro in there?
Yeah, missed that.
No, I did. Shit. Got in there twice. You can't remove stuff, can you?
There might be a way, but then it's tedious if I remember. So yeah.
That's fine. I think I've got everything then on my end. So I will present.
Yeah, I'm getting there. The Exorcist. Now I'm a believer. You better believe her. She needs an exorcist. Oh. Girl on the third floor.
I will say I think we have less movies to do this time. Because we both slowed down a little bit.
Yeah, definitely. I think we both.
I know I slowed way down.
Well, your output was still pretty awesome. We'll say that. Okay. All right. Let me get my files in here. We go from, I believe.
Okay. I want to see if I've done okay in my Extra Life 2023. Let's see how your King Ginger is doing with his fundraising.
Do it.
Premonitions and sloppy incisions. Oh, I still haven't even hit my goal yet. My goal was real low this year. It was $100.
Okay.
Or have I hit my goal? I can't tell.
I haven't.
I wish it would just tell me like, hey, this is where you're at. Oh yeah, I raised $150. I'm happy with that.
Do we have Kaidan on here? I don't see it. I don't see it.
I've got a picture of it.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I do. Yeah, I don't even know who donated to me. But other people like Cassandra, I know, got a ton of donation. Oh, yeah, I do. Family did. Duke did. Dang, Duke sent quite a bit. I appreciate that business. Shaggy. Zane Riley?
Ooh.
He played last year. I think he was super busy this year. But and it's Chris's birthday, so Chris wasn't going to be able to jump in. So, which sucks because I would have loved to have both those guys be able to play again this year. Zane's time has gotten much tighter since he started doing backstage shit with AEW. I almost said A&W. Since he's backstage at A&W.
A&W root beer? Sorry.
Sometimes I think those companies are run about the same. Because for whatever reason, Hyoni Khan has decided he wants to be on TV all the time.
Remember when he said he wasn't going to do that?
Yeah.
That was amazing. Okay, I'm not seeing where
Or when he said he feared for his life from Pepsi Phil.
that was hilarious. Sit down, share your tier list. How do I share it? Here, I how did I do this? Label in each row.
You can just send me the pictures too. I'll drop them in.
Yeah, okay. Let me get those. Okay.
You can send it to me in the in our personal chat.
I will. Let me open that up here quick.
Personal chat.
Personal. It's personal. This chat is personal. Here we go.
This reminds me when Drawfee did a episode where they tier list Pokemon, and they had to make a separate category for looks like a sex offender. Because Julia was like, "Oh, that version of Squirtle, he looks like a sex offender. He looks like a dog, Julia. He looks like a sex offender dog." So we need a new tier just for sex offenders.
I love it.
Drawfee's the best.
That Sonic thing is one of the funniest fucking things ever. With his like trying the butthole. Oh my god.
And that went on for a while. Like Sonic and Sonic's butthole was getting put in all kinds of stuff for a while. I went back and was listening and watching some old best of Elise Williams stuff from Funhouse.
Mm-hmm.
And I forget how much I absolutely adored Elise on Funhouse. At one point, she was working on the computer behind the guys as they were playing something on stream, and I said, "Cut my life in two pieces." She turned around, looks directly at the camera, and goes, "These are my denim shorts," and I was like, "God damn it, you're the greatest."
Nice.
Also, her terrible impressions, her borderline racist impressions.
Okay, I think I got everything. T, did you get that?
Yep, I'm starting to download them now.
Wow, we're doing it. Whoa, 11 comments. Didn't even notice.
All right, you're on comment duty.
All right. For animated?
I would say if you're looking for good animated, it's Perfect Blue right off the bat.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I think that's the cream of the crop. I can't even think of anything that even comes.
Never eat a pig because a pig is a cop.
Well, Berserk is pretty damn horrific, especially when you
So
get
I don't know much about Berserk.
Oh,
I hear about it all the time, but it's not something I know.
It's solid. It's a really cool kind of medieval kind of mishmash of all these different types. Like there's like kind of like the samurai like Ronin-y flavor, but also there's a lot of like European medievalness to it as well in this world. You've got this guy who's got this dark destiny and he's trying not really to give into it, and I don't know. I don't want to give too much away because like it's worth it. It's definitely worth it. But you got to go through to get the whole thing. There's the 3 movies. You got to go through all those 3, which you could stop there, I'd say, and not really need to go on to the anime series, although the series is pretty decent, I'd say, compared to the movies. But the movies are so stellar, especially the 3rd one. It's just the horror it unleashes in its final act is it's kind of indescribable in a way. It's nothing I've really seen before that has been accomplished in live actions, and can't think of anything that's
God damn it
tried to touch it in anime as well. So yeah, it's something else. Ooh, what's that? What is that?
It's old.
I don't remember that movie.
It's Axel Jimenez, like character designs for figures that he wanted to make that were never produced.
Oh yeah, I think you shared that with us in the walk-in chat. Walking. Yes.
All right, I think I got us all.
Heck yeah.
I'll put the stuff up here after.
Hey, all right.
Yeah, we did it.
We're doing it, people.
All right.
Playing.
Let's just start right from up here in the business area. Willy's Wonderland.
Ooh, I put it up. It's not like S quality, but it's A-okay with me.
I'd put it as the butt in
on the okay. Yeah. I mean, because there's some things about it, and like some of the character behavior is just completely nonsense, and it leans into like really tired tropes. But also it's got Nick Cage doing Nick Cage.
I think Nick Cage is autistic in that movie.
Yeah, I like that. That's not a he stims.
He's bad with eye contact.
Bad with eye, yeah. Is he nonverbal completely through the movie?
Yep, doesn't speak.
I think you got a good, yeah, man. I don't know, like, and yeah, he keeps going back to,
Struggles with emotional reciprocity.
and yeah, he always goes back to that one thing. Is it the pinball and the jukebox in tandem? Yeah,
Pinball and pop.
that's right. He loves the soda.
He's also hyper meticulous. Almost like OCD level, hyper meticulous.
Well, yeah, he's cleaning up that whole place.
But everything is like very specifically very clean.
Oh yeah, he does go to that level. Yeah, you're not wrong.
I actually enjoyed this movie. It was dumb in like the best way possible.
Yeah,
Big dumb fun.
totally.
And it's a movie
Yeah.
I would go back and watch again with other people, which I think is a high praise for a horror movie.
Yeah.
I think it might have been the funnest movie I watched.
Oh, really?
Just like the most, like, this is just fun.
Okay.
Especially when I look back at my list and I'm just like, whew.
Oh, you know what? It could have been that for me, but Slaughterhouse, man. Oh my God, Slaughterhouse was pure bliss. That was joy. That was so fun.
All right. I've got Barbarian is next up.
I'd put that Spoopy approved.
That's S tier.
Yeah. That
I would
hits.
put Slaughterhouse or Barbarian. I would put Barbarian up past Lake Mungo. I don't remember what is this? What is this? Oh yeah, I would not put it past that.
Ooh, see, yeah, I think I'll give Via the edge just because
It's certified
age
classic.
before beauty. Yeah. But Barbarian is incredible. The less you know about it, probably the better. But just hang in there and hold on, man.
Wrath of Becky.
Close to the lower end of A's.
Better than Willy's Wonderland or worse? Because I haven't seen it, so this is all on you.
I'd say maybe better. Because it doesn't.
Better than Dust Devil?
Yeah. I would watch this again before I'd watch Dust Devil.
Better than Your Next?
Yeah. I'd put it
Better
above
than
Pet Cemetery.
Okay. Better,
but
than
not above. No. That's where. Yeah. That's where it stopped. But it was good. It was damn good.
Yeah, I've heard those Becky movies are good.
Yeah, and they set this up for something new could come of this one. I wouldn't mind it. It's a, I don't know. The character's awesome, and the actress Lulu Wilson just nails her. All right. 1 second.
Oh, I don't know what just happened. Someone message.
Yeah.
Let's look at a couple movies that we both watched.
Yeah.
The Lodge.
Oh yeah.
Goes up here now.
Oh, all the way. All the way.
That movie, it really bothered me, and it was like I said when I wrote about it. I think good movies inspire emotion. The Lodge made me mad.
Yeah.
And not like that, and it made me mad because it was like because of what was going on. Like I was physically upset. You watched Piercing. Do you think Piercing moves at all?
What's ahead of it right there?
A Knife Plus Heart.
Oh, sorry, I didn't see that.
Clover Hitch.
I don't know if I could put it above
Chained.
Ooh.
You saw Kill List. So let's talk about Kill List. because I got a feeling you're going to move Killis to the back of this.
I would put Kill List at the very bottom of all the tiers if I could. I would bury that movie under a mountain. Or no, you know what? I'm being unfair. It's not that bad. It was not that bad. It's just I really, to be honest, I would keep it here. It was.
Oh, it's not leaving this group.
It was worthwhile.
But
especially taking
I
into
do know how strongly you feel that it should
who
be
the director is, but I hated that main character in a way I've never hated a character before. Like I
think you were supposed to.
Oh yeah,
hard because
it's a hard buy-in then for me, you know.
Yeah, there's not a lot of people to root for in that movie. It's
I loved his friend. His friend was great. I liked his buddy.
But his buddy was a shitbag too, who was just less of a shitbag. Or a shitbag in different ways. That's also very.
Yeah.
So where
I might have to keep Piercing right there though, because like Clovitch is really good. And it hits in a I don't because
they're two very different movies.
They're two very different movies. They have two. You're left with two very different feelings, even though both are unnerving in their own way.
I think Piercing's about where it needs. The only thing I would possibly consent to is Piercing moving in front of Knife Plus Heart.
Yeah, and I can't speak to that. So yeah, I'd say I'd keep it there because Clovitch. I think it's just got a few more points to it that Piercing might not.
I would not move Let Us Pray. I watched that. I feel like it's pretty good where it is.
Yeah.
Let me see if there's anything else. Well, let's go to one that we both watched that I want you to wait and see where I put it, and then we can discuss it.
Oh, for sure.
And that is
what's that?
Qui-Gon.
Oh yeah. This might be my new favorite movie of all time. I'm not joking. Like
it's great.
This is art. This is art.
I think it might have been the best movie I watched.
Oh yeah.
And there was some good. I had a 3-movie stretch of Barbarian, Onibaba, and Qui-Gon, and I was like, "Fuck me." These are 3 really good movies.
Yeah. This is easily. Oh gosh, yeah. I like. It's probably the best horror anthology I've seen. It has a strong theme that ties everything together. The ghost stories are wonder. It's all ghost stories. It's wonderful. The way the relationship that Japanese folklore has with like romance and death and life it's something that we really don't have over here in Western culture. I feel like to little to no degree, I guess, in a way. And like it's just beautiful. It's in that regard, but also like just oh my gosh, the artistry, the pageantry that went into this. Those beautiful backdrops they use. Oh my God.
Knowing that it was shot on a soundstage.
Yeah. And you can tell, but
absolutely beautiful and surreal and dreamlike it makes the movie. And how it all fits together, like these just fairy tale-esque,
the use of sound is too, like oh my gosh, the battle scene in the third story is
the naval fucking battle.
I was not expecting that, and it's awesome. It's so incredible. Cool. It's really action packed and it has that like there's just that dream-like quality because they infuse so much of that stage play aesthetic into this live action. It just becomes so it just becomes all pageantry, and it's so marvelous and so beautiful. And then like there's like just
that second story broke my heart.
Oh my god, yeah.
I've seen, like I think I think I said that Tales from the Crypt the movie, or Tales from the Dark Side the movie,
yes,
ripped that off.
They did wholesale.
And I liked that story in that movie. I think it's an old story, but the way it's done in Qui-Gon is absolutely beautiful, and it's so heart-wrenching at the end. When he leaves the sandals he crafted out in the snow, and then you see it where they used to be because they were taken. It's so, also just the whole line of, if I see or hear that you've done anything where you haven't treated the children well, I will come back. And the guy has never given us any indication that he's a terrible father. In fact, I kind of feel bad because I don't think he is a terrible husband. I feel bad because he told his wife, who just happened to be the person who forced that, promise.
It's just this binding promise that
and
neither of them
he tells his wife because he trusts her and because he's never told anyone this before, and it's years and years and years, and he's just like, I'm burdening myself by telling you this. Well, little does he know that's the spirit that made this binding promise, and she can't kill him even though she said she would.
And
she's heartbroken.
Yes, you see that on her, and you see she's compelled by whatever force it is that compels her. There's something, whatever it is, due to her nature. She can't back out of this. And it's almost like, you fool, we had this.
We had everything,
and you couldn't keep one promise. And if not for these kids, I would
fucking destroy you.
You would be, but then who would these kids have? Because I'm now I have to give my life up, this life I made with you. It's it's
in some ways sad. Too, it's like, it makes me think, like, how many times has this happened? How many times has she, like, has this happened before, or is this the only time it's happened before? Because there's almost, and maybe I'm reading far too much.
Well, remember, because she was like, I was gonna kill you in the very beginning when she spares him. She's like, I can't remember why exactly, but she says she was going to.
It's like because of his honesty.
But then, like, decides not to. Oh man, it's so cool.
It's just an absolutely beautiful story, and it's really, really extremely well told. And
I'd say all the effects hold up. Like,
oh god, yeah.
Even though you can see, like, I can figure out how they did this or whatever by in-camera tricks or whatnot, like, still seeing them pulled off and the way they're pulled off, they all work and they're so great. Like, just even thinking in the second story, the guy when he's getting frozen, that fellow traveler, that looked so cool. Just the way she's doing that with her breath. Oh man,
it's an impeccable piece of film work.
And I think Matsuharu Kobayashi, and if I'm getting that wrong, I'm so sorry, but I think that's the director. Always as a cinephile, you always hear like Kurosawa, and this should be bandied more, I feel like, than a lot of, and I love Kurosawa's work, but like, this was something else. I
think one of the reasons it isn't is because
horror.
Yeah, I really do. I think Kurosawa did.
It was all big historical epic
Yeah.
stuff.
Or it was, his version of Shakespearean
Yep.
drama, with probably the exception of the Forbidden Fortress,
Yeah.
which is, it's more kind of historical fantasy, I guess. But everything else he did, fell into a very specific category.
Mm-hmm.
So
he loved his samurai dramas for sure.
Yeah, for sure. So I think it's hard
great.
it ends up being a little harder to compete, because I think Japan does a pretty good job of not having horror be a ghetto like in the United States. But I also think it's not as respected genre as some of the other genres are.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's just my opinion.
What country comes to mind if you think of a country that has a film culture that respects horror? For me, I'd say Italy.
Yeah, but I think some of that's because Italy is, makes, unfortunately, a lot of trash cinema. And not, I mean, they just pump out a lot of movies.
They do. And yeah, we see you, Italy, with your crafty copyright laws. We see you.
Yeah, I mean, Italy's just not afraid to. Italy's like, we'll fuck around and we won't find out.
Mm-hmm. We'll call this Jaws 2.
We'll call this Cruel Jaws.
Yeah. Well, this is Alien on Earth.
You get it.
Have fun.
Yeah. Oh, you want to sue me?
Yeah.
Did your movie have as much smoke machine as our movie did? I don't think so.
No. Did yours have weird rock puppet hand monsters? No.
Yeah, I think Italy, but I also think, Japan, but more in the period when J horror like took off more recently.
Oh, it's like Ringu.
Yeah, I think
The Grudge.
that point, yeah. I mean, also like stuff with like Junji Ito, but I think Japan is a weird. It's a different style culture because there's no like Christian, moral background. It's got its own set of built-in cultural morality.
Yeah,
and it's
different. They have a very strong moral code.
Yeah, but their moral code is not built upon like the Bible, which is cool.
No,
because I mean, I think that's probably a lot healthier. But also,
you're not kidding.
They don't look down upon like alternative forms of art. Like, manga is highly thought of. I mean,
yeah, no, that's something that
pro wrestling is seen as, Purasu is seen as like a sport.
You still see all ages out at those shows. Old people, which is something you used to see here, not so much anymore. Also, like, to speak to the comics, manga, like, that's something for adults as well. While I feel like over here that there's still that little bit of taboo hanging on of like, you're an adult and you're reading comics.
I think that with American comic books, the 85, 86 is when people were like, when like Moss came out, Watchmen, and Dark Knight Return. Dark Knight Returns. Or was it Batman Year One? I can't remember which one comes first.
Dark Knight Returns.
Okay, yeah. Those all came out like the same year. And like, that's the year where people were like, oh shit, comics aren't for kids anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And then a bunch of other stuff like comes out, boom, 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 right after that, V for Vendetta, a bunch of Alan Moore stuff. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah.
And some more Frank Miller stuff. And then there's just a lot of independent creators pumping out works that couldn't get published at mainstream comics. And then, even more so when Vertigo becomes a thing at DC. And then it's like, comics are not always for kids. To the point where those big two have to make lines that are for just kids.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas in Japan, you know, it's
You got your
you've got manga across the board that's
Yeah.
in all these different categories and subcategories. You know, you've got, you know, Sentai shows that have, and Tokusatsu shows that have been going on for 50, 60 years now.
Yeah.
And sometimes it gets pretty serious. I mean, Kamen Rider's real dark in some spots.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I just think it's a different, I mean, beyond just being a different culture, I think it's a different set of cultural standards. And therefore, I think there's a different appreciation. I think recently, like, Korean horror has
I was gonna say,
had
I was
some
thinking that earlier.
fucking bangers that are like, you don't hear much about Korean cinema, but then Korea had just like a slew of really great, you know, horror movies come out like in a span of like 6 years. That it's hard to
Yeah.
duplicate how many really great movies they had just one after. And part of that too is we don't get to see the bad movies. We're only getting to see the really good stuff because the bad shit doesn't get over here. But I think it got more respect than like the new French extremity horror that went on like in the early
that
2000s.
was a flash in the pan.
Yeah, well, not that, but it didn't get like respect in its home country.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it I don't remember
Like
it getting
Hot Tension and all that.
Yeah, I don't remember it getting like mad love in France. So I don't know, you know. Maybe Mexico. I mean, I think Guillermo del Toro could do no wrong in Mexico. And I think his work is incredibly well thought of. And it should
Yeah, Orphanage is great.
Yeah, The Devil's Backbone, Cronus, they're all really good movies.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. I think it's a really hard. It's a really hard thing to kind of wrap our heads around, because I do agree with, I think it was Mick Garris that said it, who was like, horror is a ghetto. And once you get in the ghetto, it's really hard to get out. And that's why, you know, people who get into horror filmmaking, if they do get out, they don't really come back, you know, unless they have so much clout that they can do whatever they want. You know, Cronenberg can kind of do whatever he wants. Del Toro can kind of do whatever he wants. But like, we both love Joe Dante, but Joe Dante doesn't get to get out of that. You know, George Romero never got to get out of that.
No.
You know, Romero made some absolutely amazing movies. John Carpenter got out twice, I would say. Starman and Elvis.
Oh shit, Elvis! I forget about that. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
All that he wanted to do was make a Western, and he could never get it.
He never got to make his Western. No.
But I also think, like, I was watching Del Toro interview George Romero the other day. It was like an hour-long thing that they did.
Mm-hmm.
And what was it Del Toro said? He said, the one thing you have is the ability to say no, but you have to stick to it.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you don't stick to it, then the people who hold the purse strings will just realize they can do whatever they want. And he said, if you use it judiciously, you can use it repetitively, and you can use it very well. But you only get to say fuck off once.
Yeah.
Unless you've got an Oscar, or you've got so much money and clout that you can do whatever you want. Because he was talking to Romero about like being able to say no, and he's like that was one of the things that he's like, I admire you and Cronenberg more than anyone else, because both of you said no often. We're just, I don't want to do that, so I'm not going to do it. And Romero said, I think I probably said fuck off more than I should have. And Del Toro said, you may feel that way now, but as a fan looking at your work, I would disagree, because I think you said fuck off just the right amount.
Yeah. No,
which is interesting.
His work is,
and this is Romero, like, I think in the last year of his life. So I don't know. Anyway, I thought that was very interesting.
Yeah.
But I think, when we're looking at filmmaking like that, I think that's kind of, I do think horror ends up being a place where very talented people get stuck. I think about Wes Craven. Wes Craven made what, 2 movies that weren't just horror movies. One of them was very highly thought of, and I don't even remember what the other one was.
Okay, so I'm thinking of the music one he did.
Mm-hmm.
What's the other?
That thing, I know he did another one. I just can't think of what it was.
I want to say like he did Serpent in the Rainbow, right? But that's
Yep.
still
That's
horror.
that's horror adjacent.
What else did he do? A movie about dancers?
There's something else we're not remembering. I know that.
Let's go to the
Let's go to the scorecard.
knowledge machine. Let's see what we got here. Okay. Wes Craven. What did you make? New Nightmare? That was good. I love that. That was fun to see in the theater. Red Eye. Paris Je t'aime? What? Is this one?
Maybe?
Directed by a bunch of people, I think. No. Shocker. Music of the Heart. That's the one I was thinking of. Swamp Thing?
No, but Swamp Thing was fucking baller.
I love that for Swamp Thing. I know some people are like, fuck that, but
I like both Swamp Thing movies. They're not good.
No, you can't say they are, but they're fun. They're just
very fun. They're very fun, and I kind of like, if you want real Swamp Thing, just go watch the series that James Wan produced.
Oh man, that's so heartbreaking.
They got fucked over on
because
North Carolina is a state full of B words.
Oh man, they nailed it so hard on that. Like
That's really good.
Yeah, dude.
It's really good.
See, yeah, I think it's all horror except for maybe this Paris Je t'aime, which they have him on as it's in his filmography, and then, yeah, man, what's it called? Music of the Heart, because everything else is. Or wait, what's the Fireworks Woman?
That might be the other one.
A drama. Although it's rated X. What is this?
Maybe it's an old movie that didn't he do like some adult stuff?
Oh shh.
Yeah,
Angela and Peter are siblings and have loved each other since they were kids.
I think this is like around Lau's House on the left. This might have been like he did some porn work there for a little bit.
I think so. Yeah, no, this is it's a dirty little movie. Content rating X. Directed by Wes Craven, written by Horst Bedortis.
Oh, Horst Begorsh.
Horst Begorsh, directed by the Swedish Chef. Written by the Swedish Chef is writing smut, everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no. Shit. Okay. Hey, what's next?
I think that's everything that we both watched there recently. I think.
Oh, what do we got?
I got one that we're gonna put right there. I don't think there's any argument on that.
No, man. I hate that movie.
What a piece of shit.
I hate that movie. There's if give it to someone else, like maybe there could have been something to save, but as it is, ugh.
You know what? We both watched Never Hike Alone 2.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts?
I'd say it's.
I would put it right
at the end. Yeah. It's got its faults to it, but it's It's something
So-
I'm probably gonna watch again eventually.
So my thing with this movie is this is not as good as Never Hike Alone, and it's not quite as good as Never Hike Alone in the Snow.
Yeah.
Not because it's a bad movie.
Mm-mm.
This movie is a perfect case of reach exceeding grasp.
Yeah.
They tried to do too much and didn't have the budget for it.
Yeah, no.
So I can't hate on them for it. It's just not a good. I mean, it's good. It's just not. It's like if they would have tapered
Especially
down
for what it
that,
is. It's
It's
very
a fucking
good.
fan movie, and it's
Yeah.
great. It's better than a lot of the other Friday. It's better than a lot of the other Friday.
It's a Friday, yeah. It's a lot, yeah. Like so many. There's definite Friday the 13th movies that this fan series is
Crushes.
yeah, easy. For sure, it kicks the shit out of the third one. Number 8, easy. Probably 9. Jason Goes to Hell.
Don't you say a fucking word about 10. Don't you do it. Don't you bring that evil in this house, Ricky Bobby. I love 10. 10 is so fucking dumb. I love it.
Yeah, it's okay. You know, sometimes, you know, like I don't know. I don't know if you ever like. I'm this way with movies sometimes, or sometimes like, oh yeah, that hit me today in a really good way, where I had a really good time with this film, or sometimes like, you know what, I do like this, but I could see the faults in it. This is one of those movies where sometimes I'm like, yeah, this is just big dumb fun, and I'm loving the shit
It's
out
Willy's
of this.
Wonderland with Jason.
Yeah, and then there's other parts of it where, like, I don't know, and I don't know where this comes from, because I understand fully that like Friday the 13th is not like, this is no high pedigree like series here, but there's something about it I absolutely love. I love Jason Voorhees so damn much. I don't know why. He's just this big cuddly mama's bear of a weird zombie, mama's boy of a weird zombie, teddy bear of a man, I should say. But sometimes when I'm watching Jason X, like, yeah, man, I get this weird rage that comes over me where I'm like, why would you do this? Why? But then, like, I'll get to a scene where someone says something completely stupid and I'm laughing again, and then the rage is gone. So
I mean,
it's a weird thing for me.
It's a dumb movie that is. It's like Freddy versus Jason for me. They're both just fun. They're dumb as fuck, and they're just fun.
But for some reason, I don't know what it is, I hold Freddy versus Jason in higher regards than Jason X. Even though, like, I'm not saying it's a good movie. I there's so much to that movie I would fix if given the chance. But there's some things about it that, I don't know, make it a little better. Catherine Isabel.
I did Older Gods. It's okay. It's not bad. It's
At the end, huh?
I'll probably put it here, actually.
You're gonna make Paul Naschy roll in his grave like that? Jeez, man.
Look at Naschy just looking pissed off in that picture. Like, fuck you.
How could you do this to me?
Let's like grab. What about Willie's? Or what about Five Nights?
Five Nights.
Where's
I
know you were kind of torn on this one.
Yeah, no, you know what? I could say be warned. And not
we're out.
At the top. Oh gosh, but actually now that I think about it, we have We're Still Here in there as well. Oh god, we've got some very good stuff in there.
Yeah. This is a solid category.
And we put Stage above. Oh Jesus.
I fought hard on that one. Because I would have put Stage Fright up here.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh God, this is a dilemma for me because I would say I like Five Nights at Freddy's more than Stage Fright, but I think We Are Still Here like blows it out of the water.
I would be fine with that.
Okay, yeah, because like here's the thing, I'm warming up to this. It's not what I wanted, but it absolutely works as the movie it is when I sit back and watch it. It's got this, it really goes for more of a psychological horror movie where I was thinking or hoping it was going to be more of a fun kind of slasher, I guess, even though the games aren't that. And yeah, so like if it kind of subverts my expectations a little bit in that sense, but like,
Well,
it's
I think you said at one point you thought you were going to get more Willy's Wonderland.
Yeah,
but
I think
better, and instead you got something far different.
Yeah, and I think, and maybe that's where also I was expecting it to be more in line with that kind of a slasher thing, because I'd say Willy's Wonderland and the Banana Splits movie they're definitely more of that. It's here's these big kills that we're setting up, and here's how they're going to happen. And this doesn't do. This is more of a ghost story than anything. Yeah.
Yeah. This works for me.
Yeah. All right.
Let's go with Elvira, Mistress of the Dark.
I'd say either top of A-OK or bottom of Spoopy approved for me.
Okay, so when you say top,
shit.
Because I kind of feel like this is kind of a perfect slot for it.
You know what? Yeah, Does it go above Never Hike Alone?
No. It's very fun, but this is super good.
Okay. All right.
I don't see anything on here that I would stick this in front of.
Yeah, no, I'm wavering a little bit with Never Hike Alone, but also when I think about what they accomplished for what that movie is, like
I've seen this a couple times, but I would not actively seek it out to watch it. I've watched this twice already.
Yeah.
And I've watched the other ones a couple times because I can just put them on, and they're lean.
Yeah. No, and Elvira was more of a return to something I hadn't seen since I was like 5.
Nostalgia got you.
It's a fun watch, and if it's on TV or something like that, or someone was like, I've never seen that, I would sit down for it. But yeah, I don't know if I would watch it again just on my own volition of like, I'm really in the mood for some Elvira. I'd probably throw on one of her actual episodes of her hosting something, Yeah. But yeah, no, that's solid. It's still a good movie. I don't want to sound
No, I mean, it's still in the A-OK tier.
Yeah. It's a classic of a kind, I'll say.
Blood Quantum. Let's get this one going.
I
would put Blood Quantum up here.
Yeah. Put it above Elvira.
I would put Blood Quantum. Actually, I would put Blood Quantum.
I'd put it above Dust Devil.
Yeah, I would probably put.
I'd put it above Pet Sematary. For me, I would. I really like this new Pet Sematary. I know some people are like, but
I wouldn't put it in front of the Autopsy of Jane Doe. So, for me, it falls right there. This is a really solid flick.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No. Fair. Yeah.
Blood Quantum was very good. I mean, it was very good. I think one of the things that falls down for me is what ends up being the primary antagonist becomes such an over the top, just shitbag super villain-esque.
Too arch.
If they would have toned him down a little bit, but kept like the same motivation and everything, it would have been great.
Yeah.
He hurt the movie by the end more than helped it.
Yeah. No, I completely agree.
But I did love the fact that when you've got a community of people, it only takes one fuck up to just destroy it in an apocalypse.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, and I love what they're going for with it, but they just went just too far. Just yeah. But it's a good movie, and I think I haven't seen it, but I think there's either like a prequel or sequel, Rhymes for Young Ghouls, or something that's connected into this movie universe.
No, I really enjoyed it though.
Yeah.
I mean, I think visually it's very interesting.
Yes. Yeah.
So definitely A-OK. I dug it. I dug, Bay of Blood more. Casa smells great. And then I thought Autopsy of Jane Doe really, really was one of those movies where I was like, why didn't I just watch this previously?
Yeah. But
because Brian Cox just rules.
Yeah. But also I'd say like Blood Quantum for a genre also kind of stands out, which is I applaud that because that's almost a dead tired. I mean, how many times have we seen zombies, man? And
it definitely takes its own approach to it.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah.
And I do appreciate the fact that it like attacks some significant social issues within the like the original American population.
You don't always see that these days. It used to be just kind of a Romero thing, and because he was the heavy hitter of that, like that became like such a thing, and now I feel like the genre almost devolved into like, let's just do schlock action packages around zombies. So it's nice to have a movie that actually has like a legitimate message, not just like melodrama or just...
I don't remember who I was watching who was talking about their favorite zombie movies. There's some YouTuber.
Mm-hmm.
And I really thought this was an interesting way of putting it. He says, I love both versions of Dawn of the Dead for two different reasons. I love Dawn of the Dead, the remake, because it got people to want to go look at those other movies.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same, and because he's like, the OG Dawn of the Dead is just a way better movie.
Yeah.
He said the problem with a movie like the remake of Dawn of the Dead or Zombieland, which he was like, is another movie I really enjoy, but they're made for people with ADHD.
I was gonna say
those type of people can't handle a slow zombie movie, a Romero zombie movie, because it's got something to say, and the zombies are generally not your biggest threat. It's the other.
It's the people. Yeah, and also the way he shot movies is it's always static. It's for the most part static camera looking on, while all those it's just
visual garbage.
Yeah. So much flair for so little story ultimately.
Yeah, I mean, Zack Snyder does a lot of pretty things.
He's a hell of a shooter. I'll say that.
He doesn't know how to tell a story to save his life. That's why I think this new Star Wars that he didn't get to make Star Wars is probably going to be bad.
I'm excited.
But his fans will love it.
There's griffins. Space griffins.
Fans will eat it up because he has a fan base that loves everything he does. I just don't see it.
Except for Sucker Punch, I can't defend that. But I love that one he did about the owls. It's very pretty.
It's very pretty. It's a terrible movie.
It's a God.
Zack Snyder makes music videos.
He does.
2.5 hour long music.
Well, he came from commercials, so I mean, like you could see he shoots in his movies in sequential blocks like that. I love it. I do. I can't deny. I do love that. That himbo. I love him. He's my himbo director.
You're entitled, but I'm just like, when I don't get sometimes the absolute devotion that people give him, which is just wild to me.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I don't. I super loved like his Justice League movie and all that, but like I don't don't get the. Yeah, there's some people who were just going fucking overboard about that.
My
shit.
problem with his DC stuff is he didn't understand, nor did he want to understand the core concepts of those characters.
Yeah,
Batman and Superman don't kill; they just don't. And he was like, Superman just fucking murder, you know. No,
he did Superman too. Threw Zod in that thing.
That's the Phantom Zone. They didn't murder him; they're just stuck.
No, did he throw him into that
He
crevice?
threw all those guys in the Phantom Zone.
That's at the end of the first one, I thought.
No, nope, that's the second movie.
Pretty sure he murders a bunch of people.
No, first movie he travels backwards and turns time.
And I could show you some comics from the 1950s where Batman was killing many gangsters.
Batman, early Batman, yeah, he carried a gun.
And he did it with a smile.
But
with a little boy next to him.
That's not, though, what Batman is.
No, it's not. No.
And that's another thing. Like I have a real issue with what Batman has become altogether in current storytelling.
I haven't seen Batman since Metal.
Yeah, I think after Morrison and after Snyder, it's just been, you know, a slow slog into just not knowing what to do.
Yeah.
It's sad because I think Batman's an interesting character, but I think when you sometimes have up to 4 books about Batman a fucking month, people run out of interesting stories to tell.
Yeah.
Because they're just like, well, I will tell the story of this. So then they start to say, well, I'm going to do this. I'm going to take this in this wild direction. And the direction sucks. And editorial will get these big name writers and artists on these books, and they don't want to pull the plug. So they just let them go. And again, old man yells at clouds, but
hey, it works.
I just find it frustrating to see Batman written very well and then written just terrible.
But I feel like that's the nature of a lot of, well, not every comic character, but it happens to everyone. I mean, like Superman, like, should be this wonderful beacon of hope for everyone, and then you've got sometimes he's like weirdly borderline fascist in some stories where it's just like, what the fuck is going on?
Well, that's what I love, and I'll bring this up all the time. The last thing Grant Morrison wrote for DC was Superman and the Authority, and he only agreed to come back and do it because he heard DC was going to do a fascist Superman story.
Like an all out?
Yep. So he came back and he basically wrote a story where Superman his powers are going away. He's just getting old. He's got the Reed Richards white in the hair. So he puts together a team and he basically says, you're not just here to help me, you're here to replace me.
Yeah, this whole team.
Yeah, it's got, Apollo, who is basically just a knockoff of Superman to begin with from the Authority. It's got the Midnighter, who's basically Batman.
Murderous Batman.
Big time murderous Batman. Who makes a comment in that story that he could take Batman, and Superman just laughs at him. He's like, no, you couldn't. I'm sorry. That's the most dangerous human being in the entire world. It's got, what the fuck is the guy from the British supervillain from Superman? Manchester Black. That's the first guy Superman recruits. And
he's a fun villain.
He's like, why? And he's like, because you keep me honest. Because you've been so shitty, and you believe in the antithesis of who I am, that I can't cheat around who I'm supposed to be and who I want to be, because you'll expose it. That's what you live for. And by the end, Manchester Black's like completely bought in, because Superman's like, you're not a villain. I recruited you. Like, I took you out of jail, and there's a reason for it, because I believe in you. It's kind of like the end of, to me, it rang a lot like the end of All-Star Superman, where Superman tells Luthor, prove it. You say you wanted to save the world. You wanted to be this great person, this great hero, but I fucked it up for you. Well, now I'm dead. So prove it.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's kind of the same thing. I don't remember who else is on that. Natasha Irons is on that team, but there's somebody else I'm forgetting. It's a great book. And then, of course, when he was done, DC immediately went back to doing dumb shit. So, and Morrison, I don't think has written any comics really since. Girl on the Third Floor.
Ah,
Because we've
gosh.
both seen this.
Yeah. You'd have to. Oh God, or there. Either of those. Maybe more in trigger
If we
warning.
put it in here, I think it needs to be up in here.
Yeah.
But I do think there's some things going on here that would have set a lot of people.
Oh, for sure. For sure. Yeah. Yeah, maybe for that quality, if that's what we're doing for the trigger warning, then I'd say put it in there because yeah, there's some definite just it's disturbing for the implication of it all. Yeah. And once once that movie reveals its cards about what's going on and everything, it like just it's well, even just for the imagery, there's just a ton of, I mean, like, for sure. There's some wild stuff going on.
I think it also falls in the same kind of category as this does because it's done by all people from Chicago.
Oh yeah, it's a very
it's a micro budget movie, but it doesn't look like a micro budget movie. And they basically are like, we're going to rely upon the mood.
Yeah,
that we set.
I'm sure Phil totally did this for scale, if not even less than.
I don't know if he took a paycheck for this.
Oh, I could see that.
I think you can look it up. He was pretty upfront about wanting to do it.
Oh, really? Just wanted to do it?
Because it was all people from Chicago. So I think if he did, he worked pretty cheap.
Shut down.
And he was very good in it.
I liked him a lot. It was wild also seeing him with like beer and smoking a joint. It's just like, Philip, what are you doing?
He was in some ways, I think I said this, he was too good in that role. That came real natural. Of kind of just being a smarmy prick who wants to be this really good version of himself, but easily backslides into the worst version of himself.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Like I love like you just the piece by piece reveal that this is no good dude. This is not a good dude at all. And by the time everything happens, it's like it's
earned.
Yeah. Yeah.
Everything horrible that happens to him by the end is completely earned.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. Very enjoyable, very moody movie as well, which I liked.
Yeah.
I think you've seen this as well, One Cut of the Dead.
Yeah.
All right, One Cut of the Dead. For me, probably here.
Really? Above Lake Mungo?
This was this was maybe the most heartwarming movie I watched.
I know. Okay, yeah. No, that heartwarming is a perfect.
This is like watching two separate movies that are the same movie. That watching them make the movie, the second half of the movie, and just like how fucking hard they're working, how inventive they are, and that whole last like 10-15 minutes is like I found myself like just so happy.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
This is a movie I think in a lot of ways it's just like this is what everything I love about horror. It's like people who love horror being able to tell that story and being able to awe and scare and delight people. I don't know. I just really liked it.
Yeah,
it was one of those movies where I watched where I was like, oh, this didn't just live up to the hype. This exceeded the hype.
It's like, and I don't know if this is, it's like you're getting to watch all in one perfectly a stitched together film, like almost like you're watching Evil Dead and then all the joyous parts of the behind the scenes making of Evil Dead. It kind of in a way. Yeah, no, it's a great movie. It's
I can see moving it. I'm willing to move it, but just not out of this category. So what are you thinking?
Ooh, do you think it goes above Barbarian? Because I don't think it goes above definitely not Eyes Without a Face.
I do, you know, one thing I will say, I think Barbarian should probably be here.
Fair, yeah.
Fair. There's some serious shit in that movie where it's just
that's there's some hot trauma that can be triggered with that movie for sure. Oh yeah, for sure.
So I think we do that.
Yeah, fair. And I think you just perfected it. Yeah, no, I think that's good. Yeah.
I'm going to do an easy one really quick.
Let's do it.
No doubt about it.
I can't wait. If it's more disturbing than all these, oh my god.
I will just spoil a little bit for you. This right here, it takes 6, 7, 8 whacks. And you're right there. You're not seeing it from this view. You're seeing it from this view.
No. Yeah. No. Why?
It's rough. I really enjoyed When Evil Lurks, but I don't never need to see it again. It is a hard watch. As far as like there's some really nasty brutality in it. Mm-hmm. I can think of one scene in particular where I was like, they set it up where I'm like, oh, this shit's gonna go down. And then they play it long enough. They kind of play off of it long enough where you're like, oh, okay, well, maybe not. And then as soon as you kind of let your guard thinking, okay, well, they're going to do something else in this scene, and it comes back to that moment, I was like, oh my fucking God. I told Cassandra it's one of the rare times in any movie where I went, whoa, like out loud, like, whoa. And there's a bunch of shit like that. The ending is what a fucking gut punch, followed by another gut punch. Nice. It's like, stay down.
I'm gonna have to watch this like in the morning.
You're gonna love it. I do. I really think you'll love it. It's interesting. It's the one thing I've seen people complain about, and I don't disagree, is the two like main characters are dumb as a box of fucking rocks.
Oh, really?
But I think that's the point.
Okay.
I think that, you know, one is not a good guy who's trying, but he's still got some problems. There's a reason he's not with his family anymore because he's kind of a fuck up. And the other guy is just a really good guy, but doesn't, I think for himself very much. He relies on his brother, who's a fuck up. But they love each other too. That's the other thing. It is a pair of brothers who, like, they got each other's back the whole fucking movie. Thick and thin. And it's just, they're not the brightest. But I also think, like, in the context of this type of movie where the bad shit is something they're aware of could happen, but they've never seen it. They've just heard stories, and everyone's telling, oh, that's not what's going on. That's not what's going on. That's not what... So when shit goes sideways, everything they know about the situation that's happening is unsubstantiated. So they don't know what they're doing. So when they fail at it and do dumb shit and make dumb mistakes, I felt more forgiving about it in the confines of the story. Like, there's one thing in particular where I was like, you've got to be kidding me. You're really that fucking dumb. And then I thought about it and I was like, yeah. You're that
Yeah.
fucking naive.
Yeah.
You're that trusting. And you just fucked everything because of that. Like you just the one chance you had and you shit it down your leg because you're dumb. And it's one of those things too where they do a good job of the character realizing that.
Oh, okay.
And not being and like being like, I don't even know how to, process this.
Mhm.
I really like it. I think you're gonna really like it. I think you'll be in the same boat where you'll be like, I don't really need to see this again, but
Mhm.
it was a hell of a flick. Anything else we see that we've both watched this season? I think I know where this goes.
Which one?
I think this goes here.
Oh God, yeah. Ugh.
So I think that was one of the worst things you said you've seen in a while.
Yeah. No, man. Like completely Exorcist only a name, like just complete botch of everything about the franchise, what makes the franchise interesting. And by franchise I mean Exorcist and Exorcist 3. Like yeah, man, like this it was just, you could tell, completely a movie made by committee, like completely missed the point. There was no like yeah, like just everything you could tell they were ticking off boxes. Like, okay, we need the head spin thing, check, let's get someone doing something with their vagina. It was just like, what the fuck? It was, I don't know, 2 girls, let's double it up. It was so dumb. It was so dumb. I don't know, but also for how dumb it is, like I hope Riff Tracks gets a hold of it, because it's that bad. It's that dumb.
It's infinitely riffable.
Yes. Oh my god. Yes. Especially when like no, everything is exposition. Like there's no real conversations. It's just everyone like, blah, like I'm just gonna dump all this stuff out here on you, and we're not really talking. And
it's like Liz talking in Dark Place.
It is, yeah. Like I need you to understand that I did this when I was this and this and this and this. It is just, yeah, like this. Everyone needs to tell everyone who they are, what they're about, how they got to that point in their life, and like at every turn. And it's just like, oh my god, okay, I can't. So yeah, no, trash. Sorry.
Speaking of trash.
Oh yeah. Oh, it happens.
I really wanted to like this. I wanted this to be up here, but it's definitely down here.
Yeah, I feel like
a bad movie.
Lance has got some stinkers in his later game.
Yeah. Tony Todd, I was like, oh shit, Tony Todd in a Western, a horror Western. Lance Henriksen is the devil. And just when you hang your head on the third guy on the cover, and he's not a great actor, and he's playing a real piece of shit character. I mean, Tony Todd's character did bad shit, but he did it because he was a slave who fought for the freedom of himself and his family.
Yeah.
And once his daughter gets killed, he starts scalping slave owners. That's justified. Other main actor is a guy who fought for the South in the Civil War. His brother fought for the North, and he killed his brother, even though his brother asked for mercy. And he's a real piece of shit.
He's the hero?
He's the hero.
Oh, yay! Is this like Gods and Generals Part 2? That movie sucks. Yeah, man, fuck Confederates and all that shit. Like,
this was a bad movie. I like the premise. The movie was just bad.
Yeah.
Not enough Lance. Theater of Blood. Let's go with some sweet ass Vincent Price.
This is Spoopy approved.
Oh, hell.
Oh, excuse me, man.
Where
it's I would say you either need to put it before or after Lake Mungo.
I've seen this, and I think it does go right here.
Okay. Yeah. I think it's wild. It's equal parts camp um and Vincent Price acting his fucking ass off. I think I said in my stream of conscious review, if uh if this came out today with horror getting a little more respect, even though Toni Collette got snubbed as hell for Hereditary, probably one of the finest female performances of all time. I think Vincent Price's performance in this is easily Oscar worthy. It's wonderful. There are parts where he is just chewing up the scenery around him in the most absurd way, and then there's other parts where you are watching a really honest to goodness trained Shakespearean actor drawing you in with every tool he's got in his face and his voice, being just an actor's actor. And it's a fun fucking story of just bizarre revenge about this actor who wants to just take out all these shitty ass critics, and it's fun. These people are also terrible people to this guy just for being an actor.
There's a sense of satisfaction in this movie
Yeah.
that's hard to replicate in a lot of other movies.
Yeah. And just the lengths that he and his daughter, played by Diana Rigg, go through to see their revenge enacted, and like all the camp and the costumes. It's a ball. It's a delight.
I think we have 4 or 5 excuse me, very fun movies in our A tier, and I think this is, I think these two movies are fun in 2 different ways. But like, this movie's fucking hilarious. These are also extremely fun. I mean, no offense, but this is super fun too, and this is awesome.
That becomes such a blast via.
There's so many movies in here that are very accessible to non like dyed blood red in the wool horror fans. Like, I feel like you could show them One Cut of the Dead, and once they got past the first 30 minutes, they'd be like, oh shit, this is not what I thought it was going to be. This is such a folk tale that you could show this to kids.
And even that takes some turns where it's like, oh, you're actually okay, all right, you're taking the piss out of this, really? Okay, cool.
Interesting looks we've got up there.
But yeah, man, Theater of Blood, Vincent Price, wonderful. Which is this? What is that?
Dude Bro Party Massacre 3.
Yeah, what is this?
It's weird. This is a joke that goes on about 40 minutes too long, but I did like it. It's so fucking stupid.
Where'd you see it?
It was on Tubi.
Okay, all right. I'll hunt this one down, man.
It is. I mean, there's so many funny people like Patton Oswalt, and a bunch of other people are.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, it's a dumb movie, but it's when it hits home runs. When it misses, it fucking falls on its ass. But it is like making fun of every bad 80s horror movie cliche possible. Like, it just squeezes the blood from a stone.
Nice.
What about Crimes of the Future? What are you thinking here?
Yeah. Be warned, you might not.
Really?
Or were you thinking Trigger Warning?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
and I was thinking
it's Cronenberg body horror
here.
Yeah.
It's very slick.
It's not the best that Cronenberg's done. It's not his worst, I'd say, either. But also it is a return to his earlier, like, wilder like sensibilities of like, I'm just gonna show you people some shit you've probably never seen. And there, yeah, like it's chock full of body horror, like chock full, even though it's not always presented as horrific. If I
At
can
its
only
core, body horror.
yeah, like if say my Polish grandma wandered into the room and saw this, I'm sure she would be like, what the fuck? Like, so yeah, no, yeah, fair. I'd put it there. Yeah, it's a nice return to a familiar playground for Cronenberg, but we've also seen better of the genre from him as well. But it's not
I
bad.
think my biggest complaint here is, while he does interesting and new things, there's nothing genre changing that I would expect from him.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like it being here is kind of it's not the top end of these type of movies, but
Yeah.
it's definitely not the bottom.
Yeah.
It's a solid return,
it's
I think he had a lot to say here, but it was like, I also want to make a body horror movie.
Yeah.
And I couldn't figure out how to do both. So
it's running a race somewhere between Videodrome and Crash, and I don't know if it's winning it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's gonna medal at least. So,
yeah. That's a really good way of putting it.
yeah.
I'm gonna take Impetigore, and I'm gonna put Impetigore. Impetigore probably here. There's some brutal stuff in this movie.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's really good. I can't remember the name of the director. He's done 3 movies that I've watched, and I've loved every single one of them. They're so good. They're all 3 have to do with like almost like folk horror. I'm gonna see if I can look up really quick who because I think they're Malaysian.
Yeah, I'm looking up right now.
Joko Anwar.
What else has he done?
He did Satan Slaves 1 and 2, which the name sounds super like 70s exploitation-esque, but they're not. They're really good, spooky fucking movies. In fact, I would compare them to a more folky version of Evil Dead, like Evil Dead 1 for Satan Slaves, and then the newest Evil Dead kind of feels like they saw Satan Slaves.
Oh, really?
Like, yeah, let's move Evil Dead into an apartment building, because that's kind of what Satan Slaves 2 is. Communion. It's like the remaining members who survived the first movie living in basically almost like a refugee style giant apartment complex out in the middle of nowhere. And Petigore is it feels like it's going to be one movie, a certain type of movie, and then you start to unravel what it's really about, and then you're like, oh, this is kind of a weird, kind of a ghost story, but again, like Satan Slaves, it's kind of a ghostish, cultish movie, folk horror, very much more folk horror in the more cultish vein. And this, where it's like, but it's not like they're in a cult. It's more like, we have to do this because this is what we have to do. We've been told we have to do this, or there's consequences, so we have to do this. It's very good. The main actress, who's, again, I can't remember, she's in the middle here. She's been in all 3 of his movies, and she's great. She's really good.
Check this out. Oh, it's on Shudder?
Yeah, all 3 of these movies are great. I would recommend all of them. but they all have some themes that I would say puts them in this category.
Okay.
There's a lot to do with like cursed birth defects in this movie.
Yeah, I don't know if I've seen much Indonesian horror.
Yeah, it's he's kind of the guy in
The
it.
guy.
Yeah, and you can tell. It's really good. I'm gonna sneak another one in really quick.
Yeah.
I don't even know how to say this. Vilska, I think. And I'm gonna put Vilska right here.
Oh,
It's a Polish movie. It's
okay.
like a Polish werewolf style movie.
Yeah.
It's fun. It's a folk, old school, like, late 1800s type of thing. It's really pretty.
Mhm.
Um,
Yeah, I saw some of the stills of it. It looked interesting.
it's good. It flies by.
Okay.
It reminded me of a couple other movies, but now I'm having a problem because it's 2 a.m. remembering what they were. Maybe like some hints of Carmella in it a little bit, without the lesbian overtones. I shouldn't say even subtext. It's just text.
Okay.
I know some authors that use subtext, and they're all cowards.
Cowards. They are.
I enjoyed it. It's a nice, breezy watch. It's definitely late 60s. Good times.
All right.
How about Elvira's Haunted Hills?
Yeah, put it behind Exorcist. Somehow they
Really?
made the exact same movie as the other Elvira. It's all the same jokes. It's all this. It's that same brand of humor. It's done cheaper, a worse cast, and just it's like where they gave things a little bit of a chance to breathe in that first Elvira. In this one, it's just like joke, every joke, get in there. Oh god, the movie's about to end. More jokes. It's just like
I always felt like this was one where the people who made it saw Zucker Brothers movies and then decided to stick Elvira in a Zucker Brothers movie.
Yeah, it's yeah, I where in the first one where she makes like boob jokes, you're kind of like, oh, you okay, go get it, girl. And this one is just like, don't cheapen yourself, Cassandra, come on, Cassandra Peterson, come on, what are you doing? But it felt like she was cheapening herself for this movie, and it just felt weird, even though it's almost the exact same fucking movie. It's so strange. It's so strange, and it sucked. It sucked. Where that first Elvira, I made me so excited to watch this. I was like, that first Elvira was so fun, so breezy, so light. I can't wait for more Elvira hijinks. 5 minutes into this, I was just like, oh dear God.
What have I done?
Oh God, what is going on? And it did not get better. It was, and by the end, I was just like, okay. Thankfully, it's the credits are rolling. Yeah, it was.
Well, I'm gonna move this movie.
Yeah.
Did you watch Running Baba?
Yes, I've seen it. Yeah, that's up there. Yes. Yeah. Perfect placing for it.
Where this is all lush and sound and fury. This is black and white, extremely subdued. Every time the wind blows, you're like, is this it? Is this when shit's gonna go down? This is like an ever tightening vice. And you know it's going to end horribly, and it does.
Yeah, where like Kaidan moves out like this, Onibaba comes. Yeah.
Yes. That's absolutely the best way I've ever heard that described. There's an expansiveness to Kaidan that's it's like it revels in that, and it should, because it's so beautiful and it's telling all these wondrous stories. Oni Baba is so personal, and it's it's depressing and
Yeah.
it's sad and it's in spots it's hard to watch. Um, it's just a different beast, and they're both telling horror stories. They're both telling spooky stories. Um, and Oni Baba, the last act it's wild.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. It's
it's a morality play, which Kaidan is as well, but it's Oni Baba feels like it could be a story in Kwaidan, but
yeah.
it's being told by someone who understands how to milk every ounce of mood out of every piece of celluloid. Um, and like the silence at points where you're just hearing the wind brush through the high grass and things like that. It's becomes so disconcerting.
Mhm.
The watching these two women sleep in abject poverty, barely clothed, sweating their ass off, hungry in a hut, and knowing what they're doing to survive.
Yeah.
It's
It's a desperate move. Like,
it is. It's sad too
yeah.
because
Yeah.
I can't remember think of the character's name who comes back. And he says to the mother-in-law, just give her to me. She's young. She deserves happiness. I'm sorry that your son didn't come back. But and I can never tell, honestly, because I watched it twice, if the young woman is in love with him or they're just so desperate for one another. They see each other as a way out.
Yeah. I
That
kind of,
it's
that's
just like
where,
affection born upon desperation and lust.
yeah. And,
Uh,
and
I don't know.
yeah, I was going to say, yeah, it doesn't paint a very hopeful picture.
I
With
do
any
love
of
it.
it.
Takes all the piss and vinegar out of the pomp and circumstance of samurai.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just like, nope, they were just warlords. Yeah,
And
that's
yeah.
it. They were people. The code of honor can go out the window very quickly. Qui-Gon does that a little bit too.
Yeah. Yeah.
It like demystifies them, which is so interesting that they are so like looked upon with strange reverence in the West, and like in Japan, they're just people.
Mm-hmm.
People
Yeah.
with
Yeah.
meanings, but people.
Yeah. Just think, yeah, man. It, especially just thinking of like that first story in Kaidan with the guy who's like, I'm just gonna 86 out of here because it's my honor, lady.
Yeah.
See ya. And it's just like, screw this dude. And then he gets his comeuppance bigger time with all that gross hair.
Great movie.
Yeah.
Again,
Yeah.
it's kind of like these three movies. I was like, yep, the hype is real.
Oh yeah, no, fully a classic masterpiece. All the accolades it's earned fully with those three. Easy. I'd even say with Via, although I feel like that's kind of a sleeper hit right
It
now.
is.
Yeah, but I think once
This is what I'm shocked not more people know about.
Yeah, I think if more people like saw that, or just I think Russian filmmaking is still this kind of Russian cinema is still this. There's a little bit of a, I don't know, a mystery to it. Like Stalker, I think not unless you're a big cinephile. I think that's an easy one to miss or like come and see. And those are, oh man, just stone cold. But yeah, Via's wonderful. That was so wonderful. Anyway, next one. Let's go.
I'll let you choose. You choose.
The Strangers Pray at Night. Let's go with A-OK.
We're at now. Okay.
you know, I'm gonna put this above Cast a Deadly Spell. I think.
I have
Yeah.
not seen it, so I don't have a horse in that race. Tell me why.
Unrelenting. Once it starts, it is what you want it to be. It is a pure adrenaline ride, and it's smart. People don't get away unscathed, villain and hero alike, which is refreshing. It has it's beautifully shot. I love the camera work. They do a wonderful job of replicating old like 70s techniques where you know a character will walk in a frame and then the character or the camera will then
Camera
move
will
in.
follow behind.
I love that. I love
Right.
like or move to find them. Once the pool scene hits, it becomes a master class in suspense, and yeah, I think it's kind of a underappreciated film. And I'll
I think
use
the first one is too.
yeah, for real. I
They're
think a
very,
lot of
very. I've heard this is actually maybe better than the first one.
I was just gonna say that you know there's so much I like about that first one. I think it works so well. It's so chilling. The like, why are you doing this? Because you're home. And uh um yeah, like it it just it does its job, and it does it so well that like you I would put this in like a double feature with the original Halloween. And I feel like you could carry over that wonderful sense of this could just happen, and in that great palpable feeling of like where's this gonna pop up, where it just yeah it works and it works well. I love it, I really do.
I am going to do the Puppet Man.
The Puppet Man.
This is going to go right here. This has
Ooh.
no business being as good as it was.
Ooh.
Very good. Little twisty and turny. The I don't want to spoil anything.
Yeah.
But the way things sort of shake out, and the fact that you have a character who is both your main protagonist and your primary antagonist at the same time, and can't even have the noble death. I can try, Warrior. Give me a second.
Oh, oops. Okay.
Yeah, let me take a shot at this really quick. I thought that was very interesting.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this because I think you guys are on James's channel, and I do not have the ability to do that on James's channel.
No good.
Sorry, Warrior. I can't even put myself in the chat in there. I can't even add myself. because I'm not the admin for that channel. Unfortunately, I'm really sorry. Which makes me really worried about Squatch Dogs in the morning.
Wait.
James, I think, is the only person who can do that.
Let me.
Do you have admin for that now?
I might. Let me check that out. So what? That's.
Why don't you pop in over there and see if you can
Is
do
that
it?
Midnight Heist?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Need to. There we go.
Did you get him back in? It's all Colin.
Got him
Wasn't
in.
me. It wasn't me, baby. Colin has the admin powers.
All right, I'm back.
Thank you, man. I appreciate you being able
Yeah.
to do that.
Hey, look at me being useful.
Where's Silent Hill Revelation? Where's it going?
Okay, Silent Hill Revelation. Ken, if you really want to. You don't really need to though. Maybe put it above Dylan Dog. I don't think it's got the flash of Nashy.
It ain't got no
Not as-
Nash to it.
It ain't as flashy as Nashy, but it ain't no dog like Dylan. that's for sure. Yeah, man. I really like the first Silent Hill movie. It's better than it has any right to be for a video game kind of horror movie. Not to knock that, but they haven't always been the best. But this one falls into the same trap as a lot of those other game to movie things, where every sequel, usually the first one has kind of solid footing, and then every sequel after is just like, well, what we need is a big monster fight and a bunch of CG and all. And yeah, by the time, good cast, really good cast, really good cast. You even got Malcolm McDowell in the mix. You've got like Carrie-Anne Moss, Kit Harington, Sean Bean, Adelaide Clemens. But yeah, man, they're all wasted on it, and it's yeah. If you're a fan and you really want to seek it out, go for it. But I mean, just yeah. I mean, I wouldn't.
It's fair.
Yeah.
All right. Last one for me.
Okay.
Come true.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
This movie just shocked the shit out of me. It is not going to be for everybody. I think just because some people might look at the ending as a little bit of a cop out. I disagree. After the ending made everything make sense to a disturbing degree.
Mm-hmm.
I thought the primary actress was stupendous in it. I think she was really good. It's definitely got some of that. I think you and I talked about this. It's kind of like a low-key feeling of Beyond the Black Rainbow as done by like young David Cronenberg.
Yeah.
There's some significantly stark, like clinical feel to it in places where you're like, this feels like a place where things that shouldn't be happening are happening far too often.
Yeah.
You've got a primary character who feels like they're consistently and constantly hiding something from us. And they are. You've got a very strange relationship that kind of burgeons. And it, like, this movie continuously like puts you off because when you're in this kind of stark environment with occasional like very saturated neon colors.
Mhm.
And while it feels very 80s, it's not 80s. Does that make any sense?
Yeah. Oh,
Like,
yeah,
it's
yeah,
like the aesthetics are there to a degree, but it's not like it's going, look at us, we're in the 80s. Remember this?
yeah. Mhm.
Remember? It's not that at all.
Yeah, it's not Stranger Things.
And then you have all these sequences inside the main character's dreams. And it's just like you're on a amusement park ride visually almost. And the visuals are awesome.
Mhm.
Granted, they're CGI, so they're not perfect. But as someone, one thing I will say, if you have issues with nightmares, with night terrors, or sleep paralysis, this movie might be difficult at times.
Mm.
Because one of the main components is them trying to figure out why everyone seems to have the dark figure in all their dreams. Like, why do people after why is this a human feature?
Mhm.
And there are some moments with that are just like, yeah, this is a lot to do with dreams.
Mhm.
And then you get to the end and you're like, oh shit, it really wasn't about dreams. Okay. That ending is wild. Because it takes some like visual cues from an earlier dream. And you're like, what? And then there's kind of a coda at the very end of the movie, like literally a written message. And you go, oh shit, that's what this all was? What the fuck? And it makes sense. And you just go, oh my God, that makes it even worse. Almost a little bit of a Prince of Darkness-esque, not in the same vein, but kind of the same feel of like, oh God damn, that's rough.
Yeah.
Where
Okay.
you're
Yeah.
getting a message from somewhere else of people going like, you're fucked. I really enjoyed it. And it's very visually different. There's some little things that go on that make it feel like maybe trigger warning territory. The fact that the character is 18 and gets involved with someone who's most definitely far older than that. And that kind of is because she looks
Yeah.
younger than that.
Yeah.
But then, like I said, it kind of like makes you feel weird about those two characters. And then at the end, you go, oh, that makes total sense. That's okay. Yeah, I get it. Yeah, it's a good flick. It's a very, very solid flick. I'll be very interested to see where the star and the director go from here.
Oh. Mhm.
There's just so many, like, having seen it now, I think back to things that happen in the movie that are like, oh shit, this was all just breadcrumb.
Yeah.
Like throwaway lines where you're like, oh, okay, yeah, I see how this actually had a huge part
Yeah.
in
This
how this
is
plays
like
out.
meticulous. It's God. It's like almost like David Eggers level of, or Ari Aster. Like I'm.
There's a lot of seeding.
You can. Yes. Yeah. Yes. Perfect. Yeah.
But like visually, like I said, early Cronenberg, like I'm especially
Yeah.
into things like Rabid, where they went to the doctor and the offices are just like sterile.
It's all. Yeah. That very harsh.
Yeah, very, very harsh, very like
Neon harsh, like from
late
just like
70s like architecture and like furniture, but like everything just feels like nobody works here. Like there's just nobody here.
Yeah,
almost
kind of a
like
liminal space.
Yeah, I was gonna say almost
Yes.
like liminal space.
Yes.
This, I think I described this movie a little bit as this is if someone wanted to make a movie in the form and function of like an analog horror, but had money, a budget, and a writer. So it's like this is not DIY. This is like
Yeah.
this is and like I said, there's some panos cosmatos to this as well, both like in tone and visually. Not as daring, because one thing I think about Cosmatos is like his movies are very visually like just daring. It's like, if you don't like this, fuck you, I don't care.
Yeah.
You're getting
Yeah.
this. This is what I want to do. It's not quite to that level, but it's definitely like there's just twinges of that everywhere. That
Yeah,
are
it
like,
does. Yeah, yeah. It doesn't go for the
like
it
I
doesn't
feel
revel in
like
the brutal as
yeah, I
much
feel
as
like I feel like Mandy and Over the Black Rainbow both there's some elements of just like fairy tale to it.
oh yeah.
And I feel
Oh
there's
yeah.
elements of that to this.
hmm
Um,
For sure. Definitely with Mandy. Mandy
Yeah.
feels like a very dark fairy tale.
yeah, I really do put Come True kind of in that
Yeah.
category of movie. If you like those kind of movies, this is definitely up your alley.
Also, sometimes it doesn't get as
Did you get a chance to finally watch it?
yeah. And I would say it
What
doesn't
did you so okay, you saw this. Where do you think it falls? Do you
I'd
think
say no, this is good for it. I'd say it goes right there.
what did you think? We haven't talked about it. Like what did you think?
I really liked it.
It's a very different
One
movie.
thing it kind of reminded me of a little bit. I mean, not maybe just for the quality of like, oh, these fantastic, dreamy visuals. Although it doesn't go in this direction at all, but is The Cell a little bit just for
Yeah.
like I liked like it and it has that kind of like yeah, just
It's a
there's
hard
this-
movie to kind of explain.
there's this kind of like through thread that like stuff like Cronenberg, Cosmatos, and the guy who I think his name's like Tarsem Singh is the guy who did The Cell, where he also did this other very beautifully visual movies about this guy who's like having these very vivid like lucid dreams while he's also like laying rest up in a hospital. I can't remember the name of it at the moment, but of almost like you, the viewer, are kind of like sleepwalking or something like that through the. God, it's
You're
such
far
a
more of a passenger in these movies than
yeah,
like
yeah. It's disarming
watching
because
from outside.
you feel like you're being pulled through this. Not that you are in not
And
in
there's some straight up spooky shit in this movie.
Oh yeah.
Like when they're in the forest and all those eyes open up, I was like, okay, I don't like this.
Mm-hmm,
You know,
yeah.
as someone who has sleep paralysis occasionally, that shit really struck a nerve.
Oh man, I can only imagine. Like,
sucks.
oh, but yeah, this is something special for sure.
Yeah, and two other movies for some reason, like visually in spots, it really was like, oh, that feels very much is Altered States.
Yeah.
And when they put the sleep study suits on, Tron.
Oh God, and also Tron has some like kind of like
weird
DNA with Beyond the Black Rainbow as well that it shares.
Yeah, I was
oh
like,
God,
those
yeah,
suits are very
dude,
like
you're not wrong.
Tron-esque.
Yes.
I will say the other thing I like about this movie is everything feels very deliberate.
Yeah.
The movie is very like languid in pace. It's not in a hurry to get where it's going. It's kind of like, well, and again, I'm not going to spoil it, but it's kind of like just a giant dream. Within a dream, within a dream, within a dream. I mean,
yeah.
It's a weird little movie that I was like, this is really good. Like this is something I it's one of those movies. As much as I feel like that about The Puppet Man, where I was like, oh shit, this is a movie I just watched because I had read a couple things about it and it was on Shudder, and I was like, this is really good. Like, holy shit, an original idea. And then I saw this a couple days later and I was like, okay, fuck, that's even better.
Yeah.
This is really good, but like, this is real good.
Would you even think it goes on next tier? I think it.
Where would you put it out there?
God.
These two tiers are so hard because, especially this tier, all of these movies are great, but in totally different ways.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Like it's really hard to compare Lake Mungo and Jacob's Wife.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're just not even similar.
Or yeah, like 1922 to Murder Party.
Yeah.
Like, completely. Oh geez, yeah. And also,
because
like,
I keep going, do I think this is better than Jacob's Wife? And I'm just like, Jacob's Wife's really good.
it's yeah.
Do I think it's better than Murder Party? It's not anywhere near as fun. This movie's stupid fun. It shouldn't be because it probably looks like it costs like $20 to make.
And I don't know if it has exactly the emotional depth of something like Kaidan or Eyes Without a Face, even. But it's art.
Yeah, this is a little cold at times, and that's one reason I liked it. Was the main character does such a good job of feeling incredibly vulnerable, and at the same time, like, doesn't give a fuck. It feels very strong, but extremely vulnerable. You know, and again, it's kind of, you've seen it, so you know what I'm talking about when I say things like, this is someone who's an awfully lot of pain and is, living away from their only parent, like literally sleeping on a fucking slide in a park, bumming a place to sleep with their friends. They're living on the streets.
Yeah.
We never find out why. And by the end, you realize you didn't need to know why. It's someone who's obviously running from something. It's an obvious distress, but at the same time, like, holding it all together extremely well. It's just, she's so much of a dichotomy, and I was really impressed with someone able to be all of those things in one role. Like when she kind of is like, you're going to tell me what this fucking study's about. Because she's scared because she doesn't feel in control anymore. But at the same time, she's like so thirsty to know, like, where it's like, you're going to fucking tell me. I'm literally, I'm going to find out. And then when they find out, it's kind of like, there's the fear and there's the feeling of betrayal in a way of like, oh, you're not just watching me sleep. You're like watching me sleep. You're seeing my dreams. You're seeing what I see, all these thoughts, emotions, and feelings. And then when they get to do that, it's like, oh, it's not an invasion of intimacy. It's literally like, these are things we can't even tell ourselves. And it's just really weird that way. And there's a lot of like, first of all, it does the thing where it's like almost told in chapters. And I didn't think about how much that played into the ending until you're like, oh, okay. Yep. This is, all just little nuggets dropped along the path to get you to the final destination. I really enjoyed it. I really did. I could definitely see, I'd have a hard time putting it in front of Bad Blood, because Bad Blood has just been liberally stole from for every slasher fucking classic. But this is like, again, this is just a solid flick. I don't know. I'm glad you got to watch it. I'm glad you saw it.
Put it above Cast a Deadly Spell.
It's so hard to do that, man, because Cast a Deadly Spell is so different from everything.
It is.
It's got.
And I feel like I could watch
a genre that doesn't really exist.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And these
And
are both slashers to a degree, but they're so different. They're on opposite ends of the spectrum.
yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
this is very brutal. It's very, like upfront. Like you said, it's relentless. It's like,
Yes.
you know, don't, don't get attached.
Yeah.
Don't blink
We're not gonna
because,
let you take a breath. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, this
Meanwhile,
is again, it's got that slow pace, really, really black humor.
yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
but I mean, again, you get to the end of this movie and you're like, oh shit, that's fucked up. It's really, it's tongue in cheek, but like tongue in cheek in a way that is not through, American sensibilities. It's a late 60s Italian movie where, Mario Bava's like,
Yeah.
I do
Oh,
what I
yeah.
want. I'm Mario Bava.
I'm a Mario Bob.
This is the thing about our list. I really like our list,
Yeah.
but it's so all over the
It's
place.
so eclectic. Yeah.
Yeah. That, I think with the exception of this tier, most of these movies I would
Good
at least entertain watching again.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like if somebody says, hey, let's watch Dylan Dog, I'd be like, I mean, if you really want to, I've seen it. Well, how was it? Nah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I don't need to see this again, but if somebody really wanted me to watch it with them, I would. Same thing with especially with this. But I mean, also, I would recommend every movie I saw in this category. I'd be like, hey, you better have your shit together, and you better, these movies will fucks with you.
Yeah.
But
yeah, no, it's yeah, and yeah, I think we've got everything placed pretty well. Yeah.
I think this would be a good thing to like take so we can share with others. So I'll leave that to you because you've kind of got this.
For sure. All right. Yeah, I will.
Otherwise, I know it's not 4 a.m., but I'm okay knocking off an hour and a half early.
Yeah, dude, I got hit with the sleeping fairy dust pouch, whatever that is that they got. It hit me, and I'm struggling to keep these little baby blues open.
Yeah, I have hit a wall pretty hard, and
yeah,
and I know that I've got to be back.
Oh yeah, you're gonna be up earlier than I am, man.
I mean, you're more than welcome to jump in on that action.
I might have to. I might, but that's also like if I'm up at that time.
What time are you back on today?
Otherwise, otherwise today I am back on at 2, I think.
Oh yeah, you got time, baby.
Yeah, I do got time. I got actually a lot of time. That's some beauty sleep in there, actually.
I will be back at 8 a.m. for Squatch Dogs. And then 10 a.m. Spirit of 76.
Yeah.
I think it's only going to, is it only, it's 2 hours. That's okay. Yeah. And then I'm going to take a break and I'll be back for the Road to Nowhere, 5th edition Dungeons and Dragons, at 6. And then Spoopy Boys at whenever this 1 o'clock. Yeah.
Yeah. As for me,
over, baby.
2 o'clock. I'm running Dark Place. With special guests.
This is my dark place.
The boys from Mountain Monsters.
Oh fuck yeah!
What? Then
this if you show up at 8 a.m., we will probably do Mountain Monsters voices. Because Doug and I have watched some Mountain Monsters.
I'm so obsessed with Mountain
It's
Monsters
so
right
dumb.
now.
I love it.
It's the dumbest shit ever.
It's the dumbest fucking thing.
I've probably listened through Big Feets 3 times now.
Yeah, I need more episode of Big Feet.
I do. Get Big Feets. Get more episodes out. You guys are.
Have you watched the 2 billion episodes on YouTube about Mountain Monsters? I do also.
I need more Mountain Monster content. I'm starving for it.
Yeah.
It's insane.
It's
I
so
need more
bad.
people dissecting Mountain Monsters.
Yes.
I need that in-depth analysis.
I told Doug, I was like, we're gonna watch this together, right? And he was like, yeah. And then he was like, I might go home and watch a couple more. I'm like, fuck you, Doug. We're gonna watch it together.
The other,
This is Squatch dogging time.
I fell asleep to it the other night. Like it was just so peaceful. Like just Buck falling into the water, Buck falling in the woods, Buck getting hypnotized by I think devil dogs, and then
As William says, it's the most. He's like, I hope that it doesn't come out.
Healthy relationships.
Yeah, he's like, I hope it doesn't come out that any of these people are pieces of shit.
Yeah.
Because if it doesn't, and this stays the way it is, it's the most wholesome male relationship show on television.
Oh, yeah.
These men love one another, and they're not afraid to show it.
Mm-hmm.
It's a bunch of friends LARPing in the woods. Sure, they're 60, fat, out of shape, but goddamn it, they're having fun building forts in the woods and fighting monsters.
Oh God, they're having so much fun just watching Wild Bill climb a tree.
Oh God,
he's so excited to be climbing up that tree.
Well,
he's excited about everything.
Yeah, because he thinks there's meth in that tree. Allegedly.
Oh God, yeah, you got to be a legend on that. Also, like what he had a line that had been stuck in my head, and then Big Feets they also pointed out. What is it? I'm gonna cut him 3 ways, long, deep, and wide. I was just like, Jesus,
that's someone who said that shit before.
Is alarming. Yeah,
yeah,
this guy's a problem.
Yeah, he is a little scary.
Yeah.
Like the rest of those guys are just kind of good old boys.
Yeah, and then there's
he's like,
yeah,
like I've done some shit. Like I shot him in Reno just to watch him die.
Yeah, I'm a Marine. Marine can do. It's just like Jesus, dude. Like,
I also love how they're constantly like, is he really a Marine? Because this does feel like some stolen valor shit going on.
Well, also like like I always thought like the Marine, isn't it? It's oorah, and he's clearly going hoorah. It's just like,
but he also can't say.
There's a lot of things.
There's a lot of words he can't say, like werewolf.
Wolf.
A
werewolf.
We're looking for a werewolf.
Well,
you don't know wolf. You don't know wolves live around here.
We'll get that werewolf in a corner. I cut his throat. It's like,
do you have a gun, Mama? No, I got a knife.
Oh God, that show! I love that show. It's too good. Sorry, everyone, turn this into Mountain Monster Talk, but the show's amazing.
Like I said, that'll be Squatch Dogs in the morning. Will definitely be Mountain Monster style. So
I love it.
If you wake up, drink a bunch of coffee, and make sure you purchase the game.
Yeah.
Because it's another one of those games that I would like to do on Bad at Games, and I know Doug would like to play it more. Because we only played it when it was like just out and it was kind of shitty. It has gotten a lot better.
What is the name of it? Is it
Bigfoot? It's just called Bigfoot.
Hey, all right.
Just a big dumb game where you hunt Bigfoots. I guess now one of you can play as Bigfoot, I think. So it's basically like Friday the 13th.
Ooh, but is there hunting in this as well? Did I just see a white buffalo?
Yeah.
What was that?
This game's crazy. I can't wait.
Awesome.
All right, Colin.
Yeah.
I love you, buddy. Thanks for
love you too, man.
for doing the 31 and 31.
It was great.
Thanks for doing Spoopy Boys all the time.
Hell yeah.
Running,
all the time.
Righting the ship. And get some sleep, man.
You too, buddy.
I will see you tomorrow. I'll see you later on today.
That's right. Yeah, it is today. It's Saturday already.
For those of you who are out there, thank you for watching, hanging out. Donate if you can. Boost the signal if you can. And we'll see you in a couple hours. I'm going to go to sleep. I'm so tired.
Same here, man.
Bye-bye.
Bye.